The motorcycle industry is flooded with hype around the same old names. Everyone talks about the Yamaha R1, the Ducati Panigale, the BMW S1000RR. But what about the hidden gems? The underrated masterpieces that deliver insane performance, incredible value, and mind-blowing engineering for a fraction of the cost? We're talking about 15 motorcycles that are so underrated, it's practically criminal. These aren't your typical mainstream bikes. These are the sleeper hits that smart riders are quietly collecting while everyone else fights over the overhyped alternatives. Number 15, Honda CB500F. The Honda CB500F is the bike that doesn't need to shout. It just delivers. Clean, balanced, reliable to its core. This is the street fighter for real life, and it's just around $6,000. Powered by a 471cc parallel twin engine, it offers smooth, linear power that's perfect for new riders but still fun for veterans. It won't rip your arms off, but it'll pull hard enough to keep you smiling. The throttle response is predictable, and the gearbox is silky. This is Honda engineering at its best. The CB500F rides low, steers quick, and stays comfortable for miles. The riding position is upright and natural. It's light enough to sling through traffic, but stable enough to cruise at 80 miles per hour without breaking a sweat. And then there's the Honda factor. This bike is built to last. 20,000 miles, barely broken in. 50,000, no problem. The CB500F is the kind of motorcycle that sticks around. Low maintenance, low stress, high return. At this price point, 6,000 to 7,000 new, it's one of the smartest buys on the market. Whether it's your first bike or your fifth, the CB500F quietly proves one thing. Some legends don't need hype. Are you ready for an adventure bike that's just too good to be true? A fully loaded, ready-for-anything bike with side cases, crash bars, and a tall windshield, all included for $5,000. Do you know which bike this is? Number 14, CSC RX4 Adventure. The CSC RX4 Adventure feels almost too good to be true. It's not a gimmick, it's real, and it's shaking up what budget riders expect. At the heart of the RX4 is a 445cc liquid-cooled, fuel-injected single-cylinder engine that delivers a respectable 40 horsepower. It's smooth at highway speeds, strong in the low end, and surprisingly efficient thanks to its 6-speed gearbox and a massive tank. You're looking at over 250 miles of range on a single fill-up. That's a serious mileage adventure. Where most bikes in this price range strip away extras, the RX4 does the opposite. It comes standard with hard luggage, both side cases and a top box, handguards, a center stand, USB charging, LED lights, and a digital display. No dealer upsells, no hidden charges. This thing is ready for long-distance touring right out of the crate. It's not without flaws. It's heavier than it looks, and some parts may feel more utility grade than premium. But the overall build quality holds up better than most expect, and CSC's California-based support makes ordering spares and manuals refreshingly easy. If freedom had a price tag, this would be it. Thinking of a loud, wild, and ridiculously fun bike for the price of a used couch and a pizza? Look no further. Number 13, Benelli TNT 135. This is not just a mini bike. This is a street-legal gremlin with a death wish and a smile. Underneath its compact, stunt-hungry frame is a 135cc air-cooled single that sings like an angry hornet. But here's the kicker. It's got a 5-speed transmission. That's right. While others in the mini bike game settle for 4, the TNT gives you one more gear to push the chaos. The exhaust note? Absolutely bonkers for such a small engine. Crisp, loud, and ready to spit fire every time you blip the throttle. It looks like a toy, but don't be fooled. This thing has full-size suspension, disc brakes front and back, and a frame that loves corners. Whether you're a city commuter, parking lot stunter, or just want to act a fool on weekends, this is the bike that lets you do it all while laughing the entire time. And let's talk mods. From tail tidies to performance exhausts, the TNT 135 is a mechanic's playground. Easy to work on, cheap to upgrade, and tougher than it looks. This isn't about horsepower, it's about grins per mile. And at just over $3,000 brand new, it's the best bad decision you'll ever make. If you want a motorcycle that can do it all, it's up next. This is the undisputed king of dual sport riding. Built to tame the trails and still own the streets, this bike is a legend for a reason. Number 12. 2024 Suzuki DRZ 400S. Underneath this is a no-nonsense frame, lies a 398cc liquid-cooled thumper that's been proven in war zones, deserts, and jungles. This engine is tough as nails, no frills, no fluff, just raw, reliable power that starts up in the cold, climbs any hill, and never complains. Maintenance? Simple. Mods? Endless. Riders have turned this into supermotos, world touring machines, and desert monsters. It's a blank canvas with a beast underneath. It's not built for comfort. It's not built for beauty. It's built to survive. The DRZ 400S is the kind of bike that laughs at falls, rides through floods, and still wants more. Want something that won't quit on you at 40,000 miles? This one goes 80,000 miles and still grins. And guess how much? Just for around $7,000. Isn't that crazy? The DRZ 400S is a ride it anywhere, fix it yourself, go forever legend. If you want one bike to do it all, this is the one. Number 11, Royal Enfield Classic 350. This is not just a motorcycle, this is a time machine on two wheels. The Royal Enfield Classic 350 is dripping with retro style, yet rides with modern refinement. When you sit on it, you don't just ride, you make a statement. Beneath that gorgeous vintage shell lies a 349cc fuel-injected single-cylinder engine that hums with heart. It's not the fastest, it's not the loudest, but it has a distinctive rumble that feels like history itself. Every ride feels like a Sunday morning, even when it's Tuesday afternoon. The metal tank, the chrome, the spoked wheels, everything screams heritage. And yet it comes with electric start, modern suspension, and disc brakes. This isn't a museum piece. It's a daily rider with character. It's got a low seat height, smooth clutch, and easy handling. Whether you're a new rider or an old school enthusiast, the Classic 350 gives you confidence and style in one package. This bike isn't about speed, it's about feeling. It's about taking the long way home just because the bike deserves more road. And when the sunlight hits that chrome just right, you feel like a legend. At under $5,000, the Royal Enfield Classic 350 is a timeless masterpiece and one of the best ways to ride back into romance. Number 10, 2024 BMW F900R. The BMW F900R is the bike that BMW's marketing department forgot to promote. And that's the biggest mistake they've made in decades. This bike is flying under the radar while delivering performance that makes bikes costing twice as much look like overpriced toys. The 895cc parallel twin engine produces 105 horsepower and 68 pound-feet of torque with a power delivery that's so smooth and predictable, it feels like BMW extracted the soul of their legendary boxer engines and transplanted it into a modern masterpiece. The engine character is utterly addictive. It pulls cleanly from 2,000 RPM and keeps pulling until you're doing speeds that require federal permits. But here's where it gets insane. This bike weighs only 465 pounds wet. That's lighter than most 600cc supersport bikes, creating a power-to-weight ratio that delivers acceleration that will leave you questioning the laws of physics. The handling is so precise that it feels like the bike is reading your mind and executing your intentions before you even make them. The real secret is the chassis. BMW used their advanced steel trellis frame design with geometry that's been optimized through thousands of hours of computer simulation. The result is a bike that's stable enough for highway touring, but agile enough to embarrass supersport bikes in the twisties. Price, $8,995. That's thousands less than comparable bikes with half the engineering. There's a Japanese bike that's been hiding in plain sight for years. When you see its performance numbers, you'll understand why insiders have been keeping it a secret. If you've gotten this far, then that means you like what you're seeing. Why don't you like this video and subscribe to our channel? Good idea? Yes? Number 9, 2025 CF Moto Ibex 450. The CF Moto Ibex 450 is the kind of bike that makes you do a double take when you see the price tag. Because somehow CF Moto built a mid-sized adventure monster for under 7 grand and then packed it with features you usually find on bikes twice the price. You don't need to squint or pretend it's good for the money. No, this thing is good, period. Right off the bat, this bike is built to go places. The engine is a 449cc parallel twin, and while it may not break any land speed records, it's got torque where you need it and smoothness you didn't expect. It doesn't vibrate like a jackhammer. It doesn't stall out when the going gets rough. It just tracks forward, calm and confident, with enough low-end grunt to handle trails, traffic, and twisties. And when you want to push it, it's got some spice. And then we come to the price. This is where the Ibex 450 just starts to feel downright disrespectful to the competition. At around $6,500 MSRP, it punches straight into the gut of overpriced ADV bikes everywhere. This isn't just affordable, it's a ridiculously good bargain. You walk into the showroom expecting compromise, and you ride out with a full-blown adventure weapon at just $6,499. Sure, it's not a brand that's dripping with decades of pedigree, but what CF Moto has built here is impossible to ignore. It's smart, it's gutsy, and it's built for riders who actually ride. And once you ride it, you'll start wondering why you ever thought you needed to spend more. Number 8, Kawasaki Ninja 500. The Kawasaki Ninja 500 is proof that you do not need to sell a kidney or raid your savings to get something fast, sharp, and modern. This is not some outdated commuter dressed up in sport bike plastics. This is a brand new machine that rides like it has something to prove. And for a starting price of around $5,300, it is without a doubt one of the best value motorcycles on sale today. Underneath the aggressive styling and sharp lines is a 451cc parallel twin engine that is smooth, strong, and surprisingly punchy. You roll on the throttle and it does not hesitate. The power delivery is clean. It gives you enough torque to have a blast in the city and just enough top end to make the highway feel exciting without being terrifying. For new riders, this engine is a dream. For experienced riders looking for a fun, lightweight bike, this thing still delivers. But it is not just about the engine. The Ninja 500 looks like a proper super sport. You get the angled headlights, you get the slim bodywork, you get the KRT additions that look like they just rolled off the WSBK grid. This thing turns heads, people ask questions, and when you tell them what you paid, they stare in disbelief. And the best part is this. While everyone else is busy debating which $15,000 bike to finance for the next 5 years, you are out there racking up miles, saving money, and still looking faster than half the parking lot. The Ninja 500 is what happens when a manufacturer listens to real riders and builds something we actually want. So if you are hunting for a bike that is cheap without feeling cheap, fast without being overkill, and cool without breaking the bank, the Kawasaki Ninja 500 is ready to ride. And once you throw a leg over it, you will wonder why anyone ever spends more. Number 7. KTM 390 Duke. The KTM 390 Duke is proof that good things come in small, loud orange packages. This bike is not shy, it is not subtle, it is not boring. This is the kind of motorcycle that rolls up to the line with a crooked grin, ready to throw hands with anything in its weight class. And at $6,400, it might just be the most fun you can have without getting a loan. Let's start with the engine. You are looking at a 373cc single-cylinder that sounds angry and mean and ready to party. It revs high, hits hard, and delivers a serious kick that will have you laughing inside your helmet. For a bike this small, it feels weirdly fast. The throttle response is instant. The torque is right there, and the way it pulls through city streets, absolutely addictive. But the Duke is more than just a motor. This thing is packed with features you would never expect at this price. A full-color TFT display, ride-by-wire throttle, bi-directional quick shifter, cornering ABS, traction control. And let's not forget the Supermoto mode that lets you lock up the rear like a hooligan on command. This is not your average beginner bike. This is a tech-loaded machine that makes you feel like a pro, even if you are just commuting to class or ripping around town on a Saturday. You feel like you are riding something special, not just something affordable. Sure, it's not perfect. The seat is a little firm. It buzzes like a wasp at high speeds. But that's the trade-off for all the personality it brings. This is not a bland machine. This is a motorcycle with a mood. And that mood is pure chaos in the best possible way. So if you want a bike that makes you feel alive without draining your wallet, a machine that can smoke back roads and stop traffic just by existing, then the KTM 390 Duke is calling your name. Now, have you heard of a bike called the Dawn of New Darkness? Sounds scary. Number 6, Yamaha MT07. The Yamaha MT07 is the definition of a sleeper legend. It has been kicking around for years, and yet it is still here, still wrecking the competition, and still somehow staying under 8,000 bucks. But listen closely. Dealers all over the country have been letting them go for around $7,500, sometimes even less if you catch a promo. And what you're getting for that money? Borderline illegal. This bike is powered by a 689cc parallel twin that people call a cross-plane inspired engine. Fancy terms aside, what you really need to know is that it feels alive. It growls, it surges. It makes torque like it is trying to impress a dyno. The low-end pull is so juicy you'd think you were riding something with twice the displacement. And yet, it is smooth. It is controlled. It is the kind of motor that puts a permanent grin on your face, even in traffic. But this is not just about the engine. The MT-07 has Street Fighter vibes with naked ergonomics. You sit up, you lean forward just enough, and it feels like the handlebars are extensions of your thoughts. It is nimble, lightweight, flickable. It is the bike that turns boring streets into secret racetracks. Parking lots become stunt arenas. Every red light becomes a drag strip in disguise. And did I mention the price again? Because you are getting a near 700cc twin with modern tech and proven reliability for around $7,700 out the door. That is madness in today's bike market. And that's what this is. A no BS, full power, everyday thrill machine that you can afford without eating noodles for a year. It does everything well. Commute, cruise, carve, rip, learn on it, grow with it, or just fall in love with riding all over again. There's a Japanese twin that's been overlooked by everyone chasing the latest inline-4 trends. But this bike delivers character and performance that will make you forget about horsepower numbers. Number 5, 2024 Kawasaki Z650. This is what happens when a manufacturer decides to give riders everything they need without jacking up the price to make it feel elite. This is a straight-up cheat code for anyone who wants performance, tech, style, and street cred without selling a kidney. You've got a 649cc parallel twin engine that pulls hard in the mid-range, launches out of corners with confidence, and still manages to be smooth and forgiving enough for beginners. The throttle is responsive but not twitchy, and the gearing is dialed in so well that whether you're ripping through city traffic or throwing it into corners on the weekend, it just feels right. It's not intimidating, but it's not boring either. The engine wants to play, and the chassis is more than ready to dance with it. And the price is where the Z650 absolutely shreds the competition. At just $8,149 MSRP for the base version and $8,649 for the ABS-equipped model, this bike is laughably underpriced for what it delivers. You're getting a fully modern street fighter for the cost of what some brands charge for their watered-down starter bikes. Other manufacturers might sell you more horsepower, but none of them make you feel this connected, this in control, and this ready to ride at this price point. Handling is light and precise. The bike feels planted in corners, stable at speed, and balanced enough to inspire total confidence even if you're brand new. The 414-pound wet weight makes it easy to manage, whether you're carving back roads or squeezing through tight city streets. This bike is built to move. Of course, there are trade-offs. The suspension isn't fully adjustable, and you don't get a quick shifter or cruise control. But for the price, these are not deal breakers. They're just the little things you won't care about once you're smiling through your helmet at 60 miles per hour. It's not just affordable, it's a genuine bargain, and it might just be one of the best values in motorcycling right now. There's a British triple that's been hiding in plain sight while everyone chases the latest superbike trends. Can you just guess what bike this is? Number 4, Yamaha XSR700. The Yamaha XSR700 is the perfect blend of cool vintage style and modern performance, capturing hearts without draining wallets. The latest MSRP comes in at around $7,799, but with year-end deals or demo specials, riders are scoring them for $7,500 OTD or less. For what you get, that's a deal too good to ignore. Nothing about the XSR700 screams budget bike. It's got that neoclassic fat chopper look, round LED headlight, high-end finishes, and premium touches like color-matched trims and arcade-inspired tank graphics. It just looks like a bike worth twice the money. You park it at a meetup, and trust me, heads will turn. The heart of this bike is Yamaha's legendary 689cc parallel twin, the same torquey sweetheart found under the MT07. But dressed in this retro cloak, it feels like a whole new animal. You get immediate pull at low RPMs, a smooth and lively mid-range, and enough top-end drama to launch you out of corners with a wild grin. The combo of that engine and a chassis that weighs in the low 400 pounds means it handles like magic. It flicks into turns, stays planted, and zings out of sweepers like it's on rails. Now about the price, you can walk into a Yamaha dealership and walk out with an XSR 700 for about $7,799 MSRP. But with promotions, dealer deals, demo sales, or year-end negotiations, OTD numbers in the $7,400 to $7,500 range are absolutely realistic. That puts this bike in stellar company, offering top-tier style and performance while keeping the purchase price tag sane. Hop on one, twist the throttle, and watch heads fly. Now we're down to the top 3. These are the amazing machines that come at such a shocking price, and number 1 is so crazy it could be sold at 3 times the price, and it would still be a bargain. Which bike do you think made it? Are you ready? Number 3, Suzuki SV650. The Suzuki SV650 is one of those bikes that just won't quit, and thank the motorcycle gods it hasn't. Because in a world of plastic-wrapped, over-teched, overpriced toys, the SV650 is still out here, still making torque, and still kicking ass. It is the bike you can ride hard, drop twice, fix with a wrench, and keep forever. And you can get it new for around $7,900. Let that sink in. You are getting a 645 cubic centimeter V-twin engine. Yes, a real deep growling, torque-spewing V-twin for the same price as some bikes with half the displacement. This motor is smooth, it's strong, it has character. You twist the throttle and it pulls you forward like it's got something to prove. It rumbles down low, surges through the middle, and delivers a spine-tingling wail at the top. And the best part? It never feels too much. It's just right. The SV650 is a masterclass in balance. It's light, just around 432 pounds wet. The seating position is relaxed but sporty. The tank is slim. The bars are low but not stupid low, and it flicks into corners like a much smaller machine. You can take it on your first ride or ride 500 and it still feels good. There's a reason it's the go-to choice for track school instructors and new riders alike. It's not just affordable to buy, it's cheap to own. It sips gas. It rarely breaks. The parts are plentiful and cheap. And it's the kind of bike you can wrench on yourself. You can mod it, race it, commute on it, or just ride it like you stole it. So if you want a bike that punches way above its price tag, feels like a pure rider's machine, and never lets you down, then the Suzuki SV650 is waiting. And it's still the best thing Suzuki's made in decades. There's a scrambler that's been hiding in BMW's lineup while everyone focuses on their adventure bikes. But this bike delivers character and capability that will make you forget your name. Number 2, Benelli Leonino 500. The Benelli Leonino 500 is the kind of bike that makes you do a double take. It's silhouetted with retro charm, round LED headlight, tank shrouds, mini fender, and that muscular tail. Yet underneath that vintage looks is a modern double dutch of power, tech, and suspense. And all of it lands in your garage for right around $6,099 MSRP. From day one, it feels like a steal because this bike gives you style, character, and capability that belongs on machines far more expensive. Step on the throttle and the 499cc parallel twin engine snarls to life. It's not a timid commuter, it's built. It growls, it pulls, and it feels punchy in ways that surprise the heck out of you. Mid-range torque is strong yet smooth, bringing more character than a dozen other mid-weight bikes combined. You lean hard into a turn, and it rewards you at every millisecond with linear response and no-nonsense delivery. And let's get real, at $6,099, this bike is a bargain. You're paying what many other brands charge for basic commuter pieces, and Benelli is giving you a full-on statement. Nothing lightweight and not compromising in spec or soul. It doesn't just cost good, it feels high-end. Is it perfect? Nope. There's a bit of buzz at high revs. The dealer network isn't as massive as Japan's, and resale might lag. But when you're carving asphalt, slicing through city traffic, or just rolling to a meetup, you forget about that. You're too busy feeling like a rock star on a beautifully engineered budget beast. If you want a bike that's smart, smooth, loaded, and dripping with character, the Benelli Leonino 500 is a wake-up call. It's Italian, it's playful, and it might just be the best-looking bargain on two wheels. What happens when you take superbike DNA and inject it with street-friendly manners? The result is the most underrated bike in the entire motorcycle industry. Number 1. 2024 CF Moto 450 NK. This is not just another cheap motorcycle. It is the biggest wake-up call to the entire motorcycle industry. This is the bike that screams in the face of inflation and delivers modern tech, insane style, and serious performance for under $5,700 MSRP. And if that does not make your jaw hit the pavement, just wait until you actually twist the throttle. This is not a wannabe naked bike. It is the real deal. It is a bold and aggressive street fighter that looks like it costs twice as much. The bodywork is sharp. The tank is sculpted. The LED lighting is brighter than your future. It looks mean. It rides hard. And it is here to slap every overpriced brand that thought they could charge you more for less. Let's talk engine. The 450 NK comes with a 499cc parallel twin that revs high and pulls strong. It is smooth. It is linear. And it sounds amazing thanks to its 270-degree crank. That means you get the character of a V-twin with the balance of a twin cylinder. You get torque down low and a sweet kick once you climb past 6K. It is beginner-friendly but still wild enough to make seasoned riders go, whoa. Handling? This thing is a laser. Lightweight chassis, precise steering, upright but slightly forward ergonomics that make it feel like a weapon in the corners. You can carve up the twisties, navigate city traffic with one finger, and even throw it into a track day just for fun. It handles like something built in Italy and priced in dreams. And the tech. Oh man, you get a 5-inch full-color TFT display that makes more expensive bikes look like calculators. It has Bluetooth connectivity, call and music integration, and even turn-by-turn navigation. You get dual disc brakes with ABS, a slipper clutch, and a build quality that feels way above its price tag. Now let's pause and just appreciate what is happening here. This bike costs around $5,699. Let that sink in. When most entry-level bikes have climbed past the $7,000 mark with less power and less tech, the 450 NK said no thanks and kicked the door down instead. Is it perfect? No. It is not the lightest in class, and it is not the fastest. But when you factor in the looks, the tech, the ride, the price, and the way it makes you feel, it becomes impossible to ignore. It makes big-name brands sweat. And it makes you look like a genius for buying it. So if you want the cheapest modern street fighter that rides like a premium middleweight but costs less than a basic scooter, then the CF Moto 450 NK is the undisputed champion. This is the new standard. And every other brand better be watching. There's a video coming up on your screen right now. You ready? Click on it and let's go. Which of these underrated gems caught your attention? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed discovering these incredible motorcycles.